Hey guys, Lacey here for another Fitnasana. The difference between today's session and some of the other sessions is that this is really aimed towards someone who is at an intermediate level with yoga at the very least, meaning you know your alignment in the positions. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to know more positions, definitely doesn't mean that you have to know the Sanskrit meanings or the Sanskrit words, but if you don't need direction, when I say warrior one, warrior two, like if you already have your alignment figured out and what works for you in those positions, then this is a good one for you because it'll go a little faster because I won't be taking the time to explain the minute details of each position. So with that being said, we're going to start standing today. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale, down. Just stay in mountain. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, down. Take those feet a little wider than hip width apart. Arms come out to the side. Let's bring our right hand across the body to meet the left and then swing it back like a bow and arrow. Twisting the torso to turn towards that extended arm. And just getting some movement going, getting some energy flowing in each of our, just getting some energy flowing, and take it to the other side. Start to become aware of your breath through these movements. This is not a cardio routine, but we are going to be moving dynamically through the asana. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, leaning over to one side. Since we'll be moving dynamically, come up through center, over to the other side, we will want to be working on our breath as we move. Inhale, up. Let's open, arching the back, open the chest, bring your hands down into cactus. Inhale, back up. Rounding the back, standing cat-cow here, reaching for the front. Arch the back, open the chest, open the arms. And then rounding the back, looking at this from the side. Open a few more here. And arch. And open. And arch. Good. Now let's place our hands on our hips. Open those feet a little wider than hip width apart. Take the knee in a circle and just alternate here. Going to be doing a lot of glute work, a lot of legs, a lot of core. So you want to loosen these joints up and get them ready to move. You can hear mine popping if you listen close enough. So listening to your own body, meeting yourself on the mat today as you go through this practice, and thinking loving thoughts, being proud of every single move you make. And let's get started with some sun salutations. Let's start by inhaling, arms up, exhaling down into forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back with that right foot and then with the left, holding in a plank. Slowly lower down by bending the elbows, coming into chaturanga or all the way to the floor, and then pushing up into up dog or cobra. Shoulders roll down the back just as high as you can go right now. We're just getting started. Curl the toes, lift the hips. Find your down dog. Pedal it out if you need to. Bring the right foot forward. Sink into that low lunge. Revolve it open towards that front knee. And then hand back down, step back into plank. Left foot forward. Sink those hips. Revolve it. Look up at that hand. Reaching for the sky, and bring it back down. Step back into plank. Hips go high for down dog. Pedal it out. Step forward, one foot at a time. round up, roll the shoulders back, take a breath, and let's go again. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, release. Hop or step back into plank. Holding here. Core is tight. Lower down. Push up into up dog or cobra. Take a breath. Curl the toes. Lift the hips. Find your down dog. Pedal it out if you need to. Right foot steps forward. Lower those hips. Revolve. Hand comes down, stepping back. Left foot forward. Hold low lunge and revolve. Hand comes down, step back into plank. Hips go high. Step forward, one foot at a time whenever you are ready. Rolling it up and rounding the shoulders back at the top. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale, down into forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, relax, hands to the mat, step back with the right foot. Find that low lunge, bending that front knee. Hinge up into high lunge. Back heel stays up off the mat. Lean forward, bring that belly down to your thigh if you can. Hands back in airplane. Come back up. Open up into warrior two. Back heel comes down. Hinge at the hips into extended side angle. And back up into warrior two. Rotate back into high lunge. Add the lean. Bring it back up. Rotate into warrior two. Hinging into extended side angle. Bring it back up, slow and controlled, warrior two. Revolve it, high lunge. Lean forward. Bring it back up. Rotate, warrior two. Hinge into extended side angle. Bring it back up, warrior two. Last time, rotate, high lunge. Leaning forward. Back up. Open it up. And then hinging into extended side angle. And back up into warrior two. Now rotate into high lunge. Lean forward, hands to mat, low lunge. Step back. Let's lower ourselves down to the mat or holding in chaturanga. Push up into up dog or cobra. Get a nice stretch in those hip flexors. Opening the core, keeping the chest open, shoulders down the back. Curl the toes, lift the hips, find your down dog. And when you're ready, stepping forward with that right leg. Time to work the other side. So from low lunge, we hinge up, finding that high lunge. Exhale down, leaning, bringing that belly to the thigh. Bring it back up. Open up into warrior two. Hinge into extended side angle. Bring it back up, find that warrior two. Open, rotating towards the front, finding that high lunge. Oops. Leaning forward, back into high lunge, rotate into warrior two, hinging into extended side angle, back up into warrior two, open into high lunge, lean forward, back up, open warrior two, hinging extended side angle, back up into warrior two. Last time, high lunge, leaning forward, bring it back up, warrior two, Hinge, extended side angle. Back up, warrior two. And then rotate into that high lunge, bring it back into low. Step back, hold the plank, core in tight. Lower down, find your chaturanga or come down to the mat. Push up into up dog or cobra. Take a nice deep breath. Curl the toes. Lift the hips, find your down dog. Pedal it out. And then step forward into forward fold. You may want to clasp your fingers together and get a nice shoulder stretch here. And when you're ready, rounding up through the back, roll those shoulders out at the top. Great job. So for series 2, we're going to be doing a round of leg lifts. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, find your angle. You can have your hands up. You can put them on your hips if you like. You can have them on something to support you. Bring that left foot back, touch the toe to the mat, and then lift using your glutes. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1 to grow on. Very small movement. Stand up straight. Let's wiggle those hips around. Maybe circle, just loosen them up, and then we'll go into the next move. So this one, leg is bent for attitude. Finding your angle on the exhale. Arms up, inhale. Exhale, find your angle. And lift, lower. Up, down. Slow and controlled is the name of the game. 1, 2, 3, 4, that makes 8. We'll do 1 to grow on. And step back, roll those hips. Last round. So this is a knee in if you need something. So this is the knee in. If you need something to balance with, please grab it. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, find your angle. Leg comes up and we bring the knee in. In and extend. 2, extend. 3, extend. 4, extend. That stable leg is feeling it. Extend. 2 more. 1 more. Plus 1 to grow on. And extend. Now stand up. Let's shake those legs out. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, bring that right ankle up. Find your half lotus standing. Sink that straight leg down. And then lean over and touch your mat. Feeling that nice stretch in the gluteus medius. Gluteus medius. And stand it back up. Release that leg. All right, time to do the other side. So inhale, arms come up. Exhale, find your warrior 3 angle. Arms can come to your hips. Hands can come to your hips if you'd like. And extend that leg. Toe facing down, small movement to begin with. Lift, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 to grow on. And step back. Roll those hips. Big deep breath. Round 2. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, find your angle. Bent knee, this time we're doing attitudes. So lift, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, plus 1. Woo! All right, take a step back, roll those hips out. And last set. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, find your angle. Leg comes up and bring the knee in. In, extend. 2, extend. 3, and 4, extend. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1 to grow. Good. Woo, shake those legs out. Inhale. Big inhale, arms up. Exhale, bring that left ankle up into half lotus. Start to bend that straight knee. Lean into it, touching the mat. You can straighten that leg back out if you'd like. And bring it back up. All right. Don't forget to grab some water. Take a little breather. And here we will continue that movement. So, inhale, arms come up. Exhale into forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, release. We're going to take a big step back with the right foot, finding that low lunge. From here, we're going to extend up into a 3-point balance. So that right leg stays back while the left leg straightens up. Finding that 3-point balance. So your hands are on the mat. If you want to make this a split, go ahead. Lean forward into that bottom leg and lift the top leg as high as you can. Otherwise, you're just staying in the 3-point balance. We're going to open up into half moon, keeping those eyes set on the floor if you need help with balance here. Otherwise, challenging yourself to look up at that extended hand, if you can. And then touching back down, 3-point balance. We're going to lower that back foot, come back into that low lunge. Let's do that again. Extending up, finding that 3-point balance. Open up into half moon. Touching back down, 3-point balance. And then lowering slowly back into low lunge. Again, up, 3-point balance. Opening into half moon. Back down, 3-point balance, and then lowering back into low lunge. Last time, pressing up. Open the torso. Touch back down, and down into low lunge. Now from here, we're going to lower that front leg into pigeon pose. Holding in high pigeon, allowing that left glute to stretch. And when you are ready, just rotate that left ankle up into a tabletop. And we'll do the other side. I'm going to spin around here. We're going to step forward with the right foot. Left leg lifts. Holding here. We're going to slowly lift up into 3-point balance. Feel free to make this standing splits if you need to. Then we rotate open into half moon. Seeing where you can track your gaze today might be different from yesterday. That's totally you. That's totally okay. Touch back down with the hand. Lower slowly back into low lunge. Slowly pressing up. Find that 3-point balance. Open up into half moon. Hand comes back down. Slowly lowering down into low lunge. Slowing uncontrolled, opening the legs and then opening the torso. Bring it back down, hand first, and then slowly lower the leg. Up, 3-point balance. Open into half moon. Hand comes back down and lower back down. Now bring that right shin parallel with the front of your mat. Sink back, find your pigeon. Nice stretch, staying in high pigeon to really get that stretch in the right glute. Whew. Now from here, we're just going to go ahead and open up and bring those feet together for bound ankle. I'm going to take a little stretch here. Bring those feet as close to your body as you can comfortably. You don't necessarily have to worry about pushing your legs down. If that feels comfortable, do so, but that's not our main goal here. I'm going to stretch those inner thighs. Lean forward with a flat back first. Always, always do flat back as far as you can go. Then we will round the back and enjoy the stretch a little more. Here it becomes about recovery as we round and fold into ourselves. Big deep breath. And then bring it up. Now we're going to do some floor work, including glute bridges. So if you have a block that you would like to use, or a pillow, or something that keeps your hips elevated, that you can put your whole weight on. So I don't suggest a cereal box in this instance, but if you have a couple of books, you could use those if you want, totally optional. Okay, so I grabbed a block. What we're gonna do is just go ahead and lay down all the way onto your mat. We're gonna start without the block by just bringing your feet in as close to your rear end as possible. And we want to kind of walk our shoulders down by slowly reaching for those heels. If you can touch your heels, great. If not, that's okay too. But see how I have an arch in my back right here. My hand can go all the way under that. I'm going to press that arch out. So I'm going to be tilting my pelvis up to do so that my back is touching the mat completely. And that's going to happen by activating your core. Your core, remember, includes your abs, your back, your glutes, and your hips. So it's not just your abs. So just engage that core so that the small of your back is on the mat, with your heels as close to your booty as possible, hands reaching down for those heels. Tilt the pelvis up, starting like you're peeling your back up off the mat until you get to your shoulder blades. Now the weight should be evenly distributed between your feet and your shoulders. You should be able to move your head from side to side, holding by squeezing the glutes, squeezing your glutes actively, but releasing the tension in your shoulders. And then lower down, the opposite motion, just slowly placing from top to bottom your spine back onto the mat. Let's do that again. Peeling it up, pelvis first, followed by the rest of your spine. Shoulders are loose, glutes are engaged, holding your body up in a straight line. Now your knees are not splayed, they're holding together. And release. Laying that spine back onto the mat from the top to the bottom. Let's pull in those knees to our chests. Hug those in for just a minute, getting that opposite stretch. And then place those feet flat on the mat again. Now you're going to grab your block if you have one. We're going to come up into that bridge position again. If you'd like, you're going to put that block down. You can have it as high as you want. on whatever side you need it on, holding here and just relaxing. Now this is putting your body at an angle without using the muscles needed, which is just a nice release for your joints. You can even straighten out those legs if that feels good, one at a time or both of them. Feel free to play around with the block, move it if you need to a lower position. We want the end of the block at the bottom of our tailbone if you're extending those legs, just to kind of stop from any uncomfortable pinching. If that feels good for you, then you can take your arms up above your head. Take a few deep breaths here. Feel the stretch. Notice how your body feels in this position. You could have your arms out to your side if that feels good. Now take those feet back up. Again, if it feels good, option, hold onto the block. Bring those knees up towards the chest. And then extend those legs into the air if that's comfortable. You might want to adjust the block here, maybe make it a little lower, and that feels a little better. Reach those feet towards the wall behind you, and then slowly move that block out from under you. Now see if you can walk your hands up towards your ankles and then walk them back down, lowering your shoulders back to the mat. Walk your hands up, holding the core in tight, and then walk them back down, lowering your shoulders to the mat. Walk up. Notice my legs aren't moving much. I'm using my abs from my pelvis all the way up to my ribs, just to walk up and down my legs. Now bring those arms straight up. Breathe. Flex the feet, point the toes, lower the hands and the feet down towards the mat just until you start to feel that slight arch in your lower back, then bring them back up. Feel free to grab your thighs if you need to for a little reprieve, and then release, reaching up, flex the feet, point the toes, and slowly lower hands and feet just to the angle to where your back is still on the mat. Then bring them back up. Grab your thighs for a little break if you need to. And then reach up. Flex the feet, point the toes, extend down, and back up. One more time. Reach up, flex the feet, point the toes, and extend. And then bring it back up. Now hug those knees into your chest. Maybe roll around from side to side if that feels good. Let's roll back and forth, or rock back and forth. Getting that nice massage on the spine. If you're on a hard floor, obviously skip this part and then roll up into a seated position. Now we're going to turn onto our stomachs. Find yourself in tabletop. We're going to have our hands directly under our shoulders, our knees directly under our hips. We're going to extend that back right foot even with the body, even with the torso. And then the opposite hand coming out to our front, same thing, even with the torso. We're going to bend each of those limbs in towards our midline and then extend them back out. Bring Bring it back in. Knee is next to the elbow here. And then bringing it back up. Watching your lines so that you're not arching your back and reaching up. We want to be even here. Bring it in and extend. Now lower that hand, curl the toes of your supporting leg and push up into a single leg dog. Open the hips, bend the knee, and really get a hip opener here. Bring it back down into a regular down dog, bending at the knees, sinking back into child's pose. Just for a moment, then coming back into tabletop. Opposite leg extends out straight, followed by the opposite arm, and then bringing those in, slow and controlled, and extend. Watching the arch in the back, elbow next to the knee, and extend. Bringing it in, extending them out, bringing them in, extending them out. Now lower that hand, leaving the back leg up, curl the toes of that supporting leg and press up into three-legged dog. Bend that high knee, open the hips, and bring it back into down dog. Lower the knees a little wider than hip width apart. Sit back for a child's pose. Let's thread the needle if you'd like. An extra stretch, grab your block. Place your extended hand up on the block. Other arm comes across the chest under your body. Sink your torso down towards the floor. Now we'll switch hands. Now let's put both hands up on that block. Allow your forehead to rest on your mat. Now, move that block. We're going to inch our way up. We're using your hands to pull you up, hips right above the knees. Open the chest. Allow yourself to sink into your mat for melting heart. Really getting a nice stretch in the back here. And then coming all the way into Sphinx pose on your elbows. Open the chest, shoulders still rolled away from your ears, down your back. We're going to reach both arms towards both ankles and pull those ankles away. And release. Bring it down into crocodile, hands on top of each other. Allow your forehead to rest. And we're going to roll onto our left side. Extend that left arm up in front of you. Take your right hand, place it right at the bottom of your rib cage. Hand flat on the mat. We're going to bend that bottom leg to give us a little bit of support. And then we're going to push ourselves up slowly using that right hand. Lower back down. Lift up. Lower back down. So that left hand is just dragging, just like a kickstand for support, moving with you, but not pushing you, or pushing, not lifting you. And last time, push up. Now let's spin around to the other side. Right arm extends, left arm just below your rib cage, or right at the end of your rib cage. Bend that bottom leg for support, and then push yourself up. If you need to, just wrap your right hand around you so that you're not using it for support, so that you're not using it to do the lifting, just using the tricep of that front arm. All right. Now let's come up. All right, so let's stretch it out here. We're going to cross the right leg over the left, bend both legs, bring the ankles in towards the hips for cow face. We're going to reach that right hand underneath and the left hand over and clasp your hands behind your back. From the back, looking like this. Untwisting. Leave that right leg over the left, but extend that left leg out straight in front of you. So we're going to have the right ankle on the outside of the left knee. Reach your right hand behind you. You're going to start to twist to the right. Use that left elbow as leverage. Hands straight up in the air and twist around for Lord of the Fish. Trying to keep a straight back here. When you're ready, untwist. Drop that right knee, leaving the ankle over the left knee. Bring it in for half lotus and see if you can lean forward with a flat back. Reaching and allowing your body to lean forward with every exhale. Let's switch sides. So right leg goes under the left leg this time, both knees bent for cow face this time. The left hand goes under and below, and the right hand reaches up and over. Clasping those fingers together, getting that nice shoulder stretch here. Returning your breathing to the belly as we start to stretch and unwind. Let's pull those arms out. The right leg extends straight in front of you. Bring that foot flat to the mat. Ankle on the outside of the right knee. Left arm comes behind you for support. Back is straight. Use that right elbow as leverage. Twist around for half Lord of the Fishes, or Lord of the Fishes. Lower that knee, bring the ankle up towards the hip. Inhale, and on your exhale, lean forward with a flat back. On each exhale, see if your body will allow you to sink further towards that extended foot. Now, extend both feet in front of you. Inhale, reach up. Actively reach for the ceiling or the sky. Legs are actively pressing down into the mat. Exhale, bring your hands behind you. Point your fingers towards your booty. Lift your hips for upward plank. Head and neck, follow the torso. Core is engaged and release. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, leaning forward with a flat back. Grab your two big toes if you can. And when you are ready to release, just exhale, rounding the back, and allow your forehead to fall towards your knees. rounding up through the back whenever you are ready. We're going to roll on down to our backs and take a little Savasana. I encourage you to stay for this part. I understand it's not for everyone, but it's a really great thing to relax and take some time to appreciate your body after you do a workout. So find yourself in a comfortable position, not using any muscles. If you need a few more stretches before this, feel free to pause and maybe pull your knees in to your chest one at a time, roll your ankles out. But we're going to find that position. Start to slow your breath and really just appreciate the thought or the theme for this day is to celebrate every little move you make. Our bodies work hard, and when we make the decision to work them harder, that's a win that we should not ignore. Every step you take towards your goal is a step closer to that goal. We cannot minimize our small victories. That's exactly what they are. So on your inhale, think, I win. I made this decision and it feels amazing. On your exhale, breathe out all self-doubt. I win. I made this decision. I celebrate even the small victories. Stay here as long as you need to. I want to thank you for joining me today. Namaste. See you next time.